Hi guys, my name is Vlad. I'm a realtor in Toronto, Ontario, and today I want to talk about the best way to start selling real estate as a real estate agent. First things first, get your license. And while you're at it, do something extra, like network with other agents in training, people just like you. See, sometime after you all graduate, you will all land positions in different brokerages with different setups. And I want you to share your experiences with your new buddies, and they will do the same. Maybe they'll have some insider's knowledge about the brokerage that you were thinking about joining, and that will make you change your mind. Or maybe they use a business approach that works extremely well for them, which you would want to borrow and make it a part of your tool set as well. And this is something that you want to do moving forward. Now, about studying. I suggest you do just enough studying to pass the exams and no more than that. You see, the courses didn't help me, and I don't think they'll help you in selling real estate. So you don't need to try and go all out to get the best mark in class. As Sherlock Holmes told Dr. Watson when he learned that the earth rotates around the sun, now that I have this information, I will try my best to forget it. So this is kind of the approach you want to take with real estate classes too. Spend most of the time that you have that's available to you on trying to get your hands on general sales techniques and information. Start watching YouTube videos, start watching podcasts, or listen to podcasts, start reading books that are sales related. This will move you miles ahead of your potential competition once you join up with a brokerage. Another thing I would suggest is that consider signing up for coaching even before you sign up with the brokerage. But again, even if you can't afford to sign up with coaching before you join the brokerage, at least try to get your hands on anything sales related and start internalizing that information. Now, after you get your license, there are two broad approaches you can take in this business. And a lot of agents choose either one or the other, but not both for some reason. Either network with people you know or call and knock on doors of the people that you don't know. And usually people start with being very hesitant about calling their sphere of influence or people that they know. It can be very difficult in the beginning. It certainly was the case for me, right? I just didn't feel comfortable. It was difficult for me to pick up the phone and call my friends. I was in the business-to-business sales before, and my conversations with my friends were not about asking them for any favors. This new type of call, hey, who do you know that might be considering buying or selling real estate, and what about you guys, just wasn't comfortable. It took me a few years to change my mindset so that when I'm calling them and talking to them, I remind myself that I'm providing a valuable service. Until that mindset shift, it was a lot easier for me to pick up the phone and start calling people that I never spoke with before, that I've never met before, simply people I don't know. You see, in my mind, this new position in real estate was a step down. From being a successful and independent in the eyes of the people I knew before, I was now not successful and no longer dependent. Hey, I'm asking them for business. Some new agents feel different about it, and they can just pick up the phone and dial all of their friends up and then start talking to them and asking them for business, but it wasn't the case with me. That said, these two approaches, calling people you know and calling people you don't know, are not mutually exclusive. You will really do best by combining them together. One of the other handicaps you will have as a new agent is your inexperience. That's easy to fix. Join a team. It will give you a great introduction to the business of real estate. A couple of words of caution here, though. First of all, I wouldn't recommend you signing up for bring me my coffee type engagements on a team. You won't learn much, and this is why you're joining a team in the first place. You have to know what you will be doing something or that you will be doing something meaningful. You are looking really for a mentor. While on the team, you can assist with prospecting, a lead follow-up, lead distribution, running open houses, doing showings, anything that a typical team does on a daily basis. Don't shy away from anything that's sales related. You can even go through this stint for free, especially if you end up on a high performance team. You will learn a lot. And if you perform well yourself, your talent and your hard work will not go unnoticed. They will make you an offer to stay at the end of whatever term you've decided to stick with them to begin with. And if you're happy there, if you agree with the team's philosophy, if you're making the money that you wanted, why look for greener pastures? You can just stay. Do it for a year and see how you feel yourself after that. If you decide to go off on your own, fantastic. You got some experience. Check with yourself to see if you also have a strong leadership urge before deciding to split. And not just the recurrent, I want to make more money type thoughts. The team environment will give you a clear picture of how this business operates. If you are on your own and you decide to go off on your own, you have to either become a jack of all trades, you have to become a telemarketer, a negotiator, a clerk preparing all of the paperwork and verifying the deals that are going through you. You have to become a showing agent, a real estate market analyst, and a real estate marketologist at the same time, or whatever the hell else is going on a typical team every single day. Or you have to hire people to help you, starting with an assistant. Either way, you become the head of your own organization and you're responsible for its success. And there are a few potential bottlenecks. The first one is getting new leads. Problem for most people. If you feel good about your ability to do that, you just got over one of the biggest hurdles. It doesn't matter how you get those leads as long as they keep flowing in. Next possible issue is pricing property accurately. And also there is this skill, super important skill, to negotiate and close both transactions and people that you see face to face. So if you feel that you have a certain level of those skills, and again, you have this leadership urge, and at the same time, you feel that you've reached the ceiling on your current team, maybe it's time to start on your own, right? I started on my own when I first got my license in real estate. It didn't last for very long. I was on my own for about 2 weeks, right? And right after that, I've joined a team. It's been an extremely gratifying experience for me over the years. I'm still on the same team after 6 years. My team lead at the time has quickly became my partner. We're still partners, and we really complement each other's strengths and weaknesses, and that helps us move this business forward. Could be the case for you, right? So spend a year on a team, learn the ropes of the business, see if you have the discipline and what it takes to go off on your own. And if you want to go off on your own, by all means do that. But at the same time, if you're happy on a team, you're making money, you have great relationships there, and you feel that you can grow and you've not reached your ceiling, just stick with the team. That's about it for today, guys. I hope you did enjoy the content. If you did, hit the like button, consider subscribing, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time a new video is coming out. And I would love to see your comments in the comments section below. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again next week.